Welcome back, everyone. So here we're looking at another task one speaking question. This is a good idea type, but it's also related to the topic of education. So let's take a look at this. Is it a good idea, there we go, for teachers to assign students a lot of homework? Well, is it or is it not? So I said it's not a good idea. My argument here was stress. It gives them a lot of stress, right? And here I have this kind of example here. Could be real, could be fake, up to you. So here I mentioned that when I was in high school, I had lots of homework to do, tons of homework. I spent, the entire night, trying to do all these exercises and questions. Then basically what happened was, I wore myself out. I became really tired, and maybe I didn't have enough time to spend on my other classes. And eventually what happened? So, I fail. Like, how do you fail? Maybe you could talk about, you did poorly on your exams, your tests, and stuff like that. So let's take a look at this. So this is an ideal response. Well, I definitely think that it's not a great idea. So here you could say not a great idea if you disagree with this question, right? Or you could even change this to, it's a terrible idea. It's an awful idea. Those are fine as well, whatever's comfortable for you. For teachers to assign students lots of homework. So if you can, guys, like here we have a lot of. So instead of saying a lot of again, think about, using a synonym to paraphrase this. You could say lots of, tons of, a bunch of. These kinds of phrases help a lot. So homework assignments. So here, instead of saying homework, I just tweaked it a little bit by saying homework assignments. That way, I'm trying to get in this habit of paraphrasing. The primary reason is that it gives learners a lot of unnecessary stress. Then like here, I can kind of come back and use the same words they use in the question. It's just my optional tip. Like back in high school, time phrase, my second year history teacher gave us a ton of homework to do each night. So again, I'm paraphrasing, I use ton of. If I want, I can go back and say lots of, because I already took a break from it. But if I have another option here, I could show off. It really sucked because, so here I have a reaction, kind of mention how you feel, it was awful, it sucked. And then kind of give a reason for that. Use because, since, as, some good reason words. It would take me the entire night to finish all the questions and exercises, and I barely had enough time to do my assignments for my other classes like science and math. Now, be aggressive, guys. Like, don't be so literal. Like, oh, this has to be a real example. No, it doesn't have to be. So if you did want to kind of create this contrast effect, just immediately mention two random subjects, two core subjects right away. So if you chose to talk about history here, like I did, what are some usual subjects you take in high school, in middle school, right? So science, math, English, whatever you usually take in your schools. All right, so here's a reaction phrase. So I'd show up to most of my classes quite tired. So again, I'm showing the consequence of that, and that's going to involve some kind of feeling, right? Some kind of adjective, and wasn't able to pay, so another negative word, able to pay attention during the lessons. So some topic vocabulary here, since this is related to education. Pay attention, lessons, right? This is all about homework, which meant I'd perform poorly, so more topic vocab, during the exams. If my history instructor, so I could say teacher again, but if you can, diversify it, if you have the ability to do so, it's better for your score. Gave my class less homework, I'd feel less fatigued. So again, I could say tired, but the less repetition, the better, just my suggestion. And more motivated to learn, which would have meant better grades overall. And there we go. That was my conditional statement at the end, and that'll wrap up the one reason, one example approach for this kind of question. I hope you guys liked it, and I'll see you guys in the next one.